Hey everybody! Things have been very busy around here, but not outside. All projects were put on hold and nothing out here has been touched, except by numerous severe storms that brought flooding multiple times and super high winds that threw stuff around all over the back. Now, up until now, it's been too cold and muddy for me to get out here with the dogs and start doing some work. And because of that, there is stuff lying around everywhere that needs to be cleaned up. Sometimes in life, things get neglected for a while just because you have to prioritize. And of course, I still took care of the cats, dogs, and chickens, but all of the projects and cleaning things up had to wait. It really was just too cold and muddy. So today is my first time out here, and I can see that I have a lot of work cut out for me. The main priority is going to be compiling all the trash and trying to start gathering things that have blown all over. And of course, I am sure that I will get a lot of help from all the dogs. We always work in the love out here while we're getting things done. Now, the reason that it is vital for me to get out here now is because the groundhog didn't see his shadow, and so spring and warmer days are probably just around the corner. And if you're new to my channel, I have lymphedema related to cancer treatment in the past, and this past summer was brutal and had me down quite a bit. So my goal is to get the majority of more physical projects or tasks done before the heat kicks in. So my body doesn't handle temperature extremes, but it definitely does better in the cooler temps. So even though I don't love the cold, I have been so grateful to have a break from the extreme heat. I just can't believe with all the stakes in this ground cover that it actually ripped it up. It is kind of interesting to see what's underneath, and I suppose if I was trying to kill the grass, I can see that it's pretty much done the job. You guys, that grass was very thick and fluffy, and it felt like you were walking on a pillow during the summertime when we laid that. So it's definitely come a long way, but we need to get those stakes back in before I start seeing grass sprout up. That corner and all along the back fence, there is trash that has blown from all the storms. There's this branch down here. It actually took it out from the bottom. I mean, it's not a huge tree, but that's significant for this little bush. It's never had damage. This looks like Omlet cardboard from one of my coop projects. And here's some more cardboard, and y'all look at that. That is the story of my life. Animal prints. So first, I'm just going to take some of this roofing and try to gather some of the smaller pieces that were left from some of my projects that got blown around and just try to pile it all back together. And then I'll start picking up some of the trash. I will say it was a little bit of a mental hurdle to come out here because this isn't exactly the fun part of projects or after storms and things like that. So lesson learned is that even if you think you might get back out there and start working on something, if you're not sure, go ahead and get things at least consolidated and maybe put in some bags or boxes so that if a storm does come through like this, it's not going to blow everything around. So we really haven't done this many projects in the back before the last year or two. I need to make sure that I'm a little bit more prepared if possible. Right there, I wasn't sure what was going to come out from under that box, you guys. Every time I pick something up, I'm a little bit careful and I go a little slower. I've got a lot of snakes in this area, so I know when I get to the back and start cleaning up all of that trash in the corners with those big piles of leaves, I'm definitely going to be taking my time. Oh, and here is Totsy, having fun with the chickens. And Fitzy's wanting to play. He's feeling frisky. And you know, every time I bend over, somebody's going to want to play or get some love. And y'all, there are so many zip ties on the ground. Zip ties that have been cut and new zip ties that came out of the bag and then got blown all over the place. But we'll stop a minute and play. This is kind of like 52 card pickup, except that it's more than that and it's zip ties. Oh, never did I imagine that they would blow around and make such a big mess. You know what the great thing about me doing this is? It's that I won't have to dread it anymore because it's already going to be done and things are going to look better. And even though these are kind of small things right now that I'm doing, they're going to make a huge difference when I look out here. It's been very frustrating to have such a beautiful property look like such a mess. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully finishing some projects this spring and really getting this area cleaned up so that I can actually enjoy it. I do enjoy the projects, of course, otherwise I wouldn't do them, but I cannot wait for the finished product when I look out here. I'm just so grateful to have such a beautiful day in the 50s, for the dogs to get to come out and run around and the chickens to get to enjoy themselves. It's just been so cold and wet. The chickens have really had a hard winter. You guys can see Tiny running around here. Honeybell's actually over in the trees where the dogs are. We'll see how long that lasts. So it looks like Buster is following Honeybell around and she is not enjoying that. So she has run back over here and here comes Tiny with her. And there's Buster. I'm not sure why he is fascinated with her today. Y'all, she runs like the Roadrunner. So does Tiny. Y'all remember the Roadrunner? Buster. So as far as the greenhouse goes, you saw what state it was in. It's not done. We've gotten one door in on one side, but not on the other side yet. And we're not professionals at this, and we ran into a lot of problems because of the grade of the land. And so things took way longer than they were supposed to. We had to go buy some extra pieces to make things fit. Now, Grower Solutions supplied us with plenty of poles and stakes and things like that, but because the grade is so bad in the backyard as far as going downhill, it actually goes downhill and it goes down on one side. So we've got a lot going against us here, and we're actually going to have to change some things up and put wood all around the bottom and try to close it in and make it look as even as possible. But really, for me, I'm such a practical person that I just want it to be sturdy and do its job, because the storms are getting really bad. So it may not look like a lot of the ones you've seen on YouTube when we're done, because we've had to make some alterations, but it's definitely going to be good enough for me, and I am so stoked about it. And because I've had an issue with sunlight not getting to the bottom tiers of my GreenStalks quite as much as I want, I think I'm going to use the GreenStalk patio for some of my GreenStalks, but then I'm also going to put some of my GreenStalk gardens in the greenhouse, and I cannot wait to do that. Now for the chicken update. Y'all may remember that a couple months ago, I got rid of 9 or 10 roosters for several reasons. It was just way too many. They were too hard on the girls. It was too noisy. Oh my gosh, there's just so many reasons. Some of them were aggressive towards me, aggressive towards each other. There was just too much chaos. So I did inherit a couple silky roosters. You guys, if you've watched my other videos, will know that I told someone when they ordered their silkies that if they ended up with roosters, which happens a lot, that I would take them because they're a pretty docile breed for the most part, and I didn't think it would be a big deal. Well, y'all, I've got 6 now. So I did all that work to get rid of my big, beautiful roosters that I actually bred on this property, and now I have 6 silky roos. And one of them is brown. I call him Pancake. And the reason I call him that is because pancakes are one of my favorite foods, first of all, but he is fluffy and golden brown. And I love it when my pancakes are just a little bit golden brown, but really soft on the inside. Now, Pancake has been struggling a little bit since he arrived. He is a much different demeanor than the rest of them, and he spends all his time running from the hens and all of the roosters, including Tiny. He is just not comfortable. He will not even go up in the coop at night. So I always have to call his name in the dark, and he responds, and then I go pick him up and put him in the coop after everybody is in the dark so that they don't peck on him or see who he is. And then he runs out in the morning and hides from everybody all day. But you guys, chickens and roosters like to be around other creatures, and so if I totally isolate him, I'm afraid that he will just get depressed. So I check on him a lot, make sure that he's doing okay, but he does get picked on some, and I'm hoping that everybody will just chill out after a little while. Now here Sadie wanted to play, you guys, and she will actually knock me over if I'm not watching. She jumps and tries to ram into my body like she just did, and she actually made me scream. Okay, so that actually took a while for me just to get this first little load. Y'all, there were so many leaves back there, and I had to take something and kind of dig at everything to get the trash out. There was plastic, cardboard, garbage bags had blown back there, and they were all under the leaves, which were really thick. And I did not want to get bit by a snake, so I was poking around in there and trying to make noise and move things slowly. I have definitely happened upon some snakes on this property without meaning to before, and have learned my lesson. So trying to be really careful. So that took 2 trips to get all of that. I just wanted to show you guys, it's still so pretty out here. The sun is shining. I cannot wait to get the greenhouse, even though it's taking us forever. Just seeing the structure there makes me happy. Y'all look at all this trash. So I spent quite a while out here moving things around and collecting trash. So I am feeling like this was a very productive time. Time well spent. And I'm checking on eggs real quick. Oh, y'all know what that means? That means if she lays an egg, that will be 6 blue or green or olive colored eggs that I have gotten today. So if y'all have watched my videos in the past about my chickens, I bred some hens so that I could get blue and green eggs. And so I ended up with a ton of roosters, but I did manage to get 6 hens. Is he not just adorable? And now all 6 hens are actually laying eggs, and they are gorgeous. So I get little tiny white eggs from Honeybell and Flopsy, who are my 2 little bantams. And then all of the other girls are pretty much Easter egger breeds, and they are going to be giving me the most beautiful eggs. Let me show y'all what they look like. Aren't they just beautiful? Trying to get in the daylight without a glare so you could actually see the colors. And of course my cats are on the patio and they want to help. Aren't those just gorgeous? Those are the ones that I've already collected today. Now, of course, I get numerous shades of brown from my other girls. but these are the most recent and it sure is fun. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. And if you guys enjoy cats, check out my cat videos, okay? I've got a playlist about cats now, and you may enjoy those. I'll see you real soon in the next video, and until then, y'all have a great couple of days. Bye-bye.